Hi, hello my dear students. Welcome to my video lecture class. Right, up to now I uploaded video lectures on motion in a straight line topic. Nearly I uploaded 33 lectures on this topic, motion in a straight line. So if you want video lectures about this motion in a straight line, please go through previous lectures. And one more thing, today I am going to discuss about a new chapter. The new chapter name is motion in a plane. Motion in a plane. Generally in kinematics, first subchapter motion in 1D, second one motion in 2D, third one circular motion. So these three chapters are coming under the topic kinematics. I already discussed this kinematics introduction part of motion in a straight line. Please go through that previous lecture if you got clear idea. So now already this motion in one dimension chapter is finished. Now we are going to discuss second chapter, motion in two dimension. The motion in two dimension is also called as motion in plane. So here motion in two dimension means body moves in two paths like x-axis and y-axis. Otherwise y-axis and z-axis. Otherwise it moves z-axis and y-axis. If a body moves in two paths, that means two directions, that motion is said to be motion in two dimension or motion in a plane. And the most important thing is here, before going to discuss this motion in a plane, we must know about the concept of vectors, because this vector concept is very important, very important for this so many chapters. This is a very basic chapter, vector chapter. So before going to discuss a motion in a plane, I will discuss this vectors. After completion of vectors topic, we are going to discuss motion in a plane, because this is a fundamental and a basic chapter for this so many chapters. So I'll discuss right now I discuss vectors. After that we discuss motion in a plane. So now I discuss vectors. After completion of this, we are going to discuss the plane. Vectors. Well, vectors. So what is meant by vector? First of all, the physical quantity which has both magnitude and direction. The physical quantity which has both magnitude and direction is called vector. So it has both magnitude and direction. Example: displacement, velocity, acceleration, force. So these are all our examples for this vector. So the physical quantities which has both magnitude and direction, then it is said to be a vector. The examples for this vector is displacement, velocity, acceleration and force. These all parameters having, these all physical quantities having both magnitude and direction. Right, this is a definition for the vectors. Now we discuss types of vector. Types of vectors. Types of vectors. First one is equal vector. Equal vector. The two vectors are equal in magnitude, in magnitude and direction, in magnitude and direction is called equal vector. Have you got my point here? If we consider two vectors, the two vectors has magnitude and direction. This magnitude and direction of these two vectors is equal, then that vector is said to be equal vector. Magnitude and direction of two vectors are equal, then the vector is said to be equal vector. Next, parallel vector. If two vectors moves in same direction, is called parallel vector. For example, A bar is a vector moves in along x-axis, along in this direction, along x-axis direction. B bar is a vector, it is moving along also x-axis. Here A bar is moving along x-axis direction, B bar vector is also moving along x-axis direction. If two vectors moves along same direction, then the vector is said to be parallel vector. So, and one more thing, how to denote vector? This is very important. How to denote vector? Vector is denoted by like this. So, vector is denoted by like a arrow mark. One end is called as a tail end. This end is called tail part. This is called head part. This is called head part here. So, vector is indicated by arrow mark here. This end is called tail part and this end is called head part. Vector is denoted as like this here. So now third type, anti-parallel vector. If two vectors, simple thing, if you know the definition of parallel vector, then opposite of this one is called anti-parallel vector. If two vectors moves in opposite directions, then that vector is said to be anti-parallel vector. If two vectors moves in opposite direction, then the vector said to be anti-parallel vector. Two vectors moves in opposite direction. For example, A is a vector, A bar is a vector, moves along x-axis direction, positive x-axis direction. B bar is a vector, moves negative x-axis direction. Here A bar is a vector, moves along positive x-axis direction. B bar is vector, moves along negative x-axis direction. Then these vectors are said to be anti-parallel vectors. The two vectors direction is different, then those two vectors are called anti-parallel vectors. These are the three types. Next, fourth type, up to now we discussed definition and how to represent vector. Next, types of vector, three types we discussed. Now fourth type, zero vector or null vector. The vector which has magnitude, which has magnitude is equal to 0, which has magnitude is equal to 0, then that vector is said to be, null vector or zero vector. For example, A bar is a vector. Magnitude of A bar, how to indicate in modulus. If you take modulus of vector that represent magnitude of A bar. Magnitude of A bar. This magnitude of A bar is equal to 0. Magnitude of a vector is equal to 0. Then that vector is said to be zero vector or null vector. Next, fifth type. Unit vector. Unit vector. The vector which has magnitude is equal to 1, then that vector is said to be, unit vector. Unit vector. Simple thing. Magnitude is equal to 0. 0 means zero vector. Magnitude is equal to 1. Unity. That means that is called unit vector. So if A bar is a vector, example, if A bar is a vector, then magnitude of A bar is equal to 1. If you take modulus in a vector that represent magnitude, so magnitude is also represent like this also, A, just A. If you represent above head, this arrow mark, that is called vector notation. Just you take A, that is called magnitude. Magnitude of A or modulus of A bar is equal to 1. Then that vector is said to be unit vector. Next, zero vector, unit vector. Next one, coplanar vector. Coplanar vector. The vectors all are parallel to same plane. Then that vectors are said to be, then that vectors are called coplanar vectors. Let us consider 3 or 4 vectors. The 3 and 4 vectors are belongs to the same plane. Coplanar. Coplanar means belongs to same plane. So if 2 or 3 vectors belongs to same plane and parallel to the same plane, then those vectors are called coplanar vectors. For example, this is one plane. This is A bar vector, B bar vector, C bar vector, D bar vector. So these are all belongs to the same plane. This A bar, B bar, C bar and D bar, these are all belongs to same plane. That's why these vectors are called coplanar vectors. Coplanar vectors. This is the 6th type. Next we discuss 7th type. Seventh type is concurrent vector. Seventh type is concurrent vector. Concurrent vector. Concurrent vector. The vectors all are passing through the passing through same point, is called concurrent vectors. The vectors all are passing through same common point. For example, if you consider A bar, B bar, C bar and D bar, these are 4 vectors. These 4 vectors are passing to the same common point. Then that vector is said to be concurrent vectors. For example, this is a point. It is a point. This is A bar represents. This is B bar we represent. This is C bar we represent. This is D bar we represent. These 4 vectors are passes through the same common point. Then this vector is said to be concurrent vector. 2 or more vectors passing through the same common point. That vector is said to be concurrent vector. Next, this is very important, ma. This type is very important. What is that? Position vector. This is very important. Position vector. Let us consider axis, x-axis, y-axis, z-axis. X-axis, y-axis, z-axis. Let us consider a point. That point is A of x comma y comma z. A of x comma y comma z. This is origin. This x and y and z axis are meets at a point that is called origin. So now, let us consider a point. The coordinates of point is x comma y comma z. Let us consider a point A. The coordinates of points are x comma y comma z. That vector is joined to the origin. The vector is joined to the origin is said to be a position vector. Let us consider a point. Point in a space. Space means SYZ space. So in a space A of s comma y comma z, the vector join A to origin. Vector join A to origin is called position vector. The vector, if you consider any point in a space, the vector joining from A to origin is called position vector. So position vector, how we indicate, ma? Position vector is indicated by R bar. R bar is equal to xi bar plus yj bar plus zk bar. Xi bar plus yj bar plus zk bar. This I bar is nothing but x-axis. This I bar indicates x-axis. So for example, this I bar is nothing but, here I bar is nothing but unit vector along x-axis. Unit vector along x-axis is nothing but I bar. That means magnitude of I bar is 1. The unit vector along x-axis is called the unit vector along x-axis is called I bar, j bar. The unit vector along y-axis is indicated by j bar. Next, k bar. The unit vector along z-axis is indicated by k bar. So this is very important. Position vector is very important, ma. Whether we consider any point in a space, if you draw the vector from that point to origin, is said to be position vector. That position vector is indicated by R bar. R bar is equal to xi cap plus yj cap plus zk cap. Here I cap is nothing but a unit vector along x-axis. J bar is nothing but unit vector along y-axis. K bar is nothing but unit vector along z axis. So this is nothing but here position vector. And how to find magnitude of this position vector? Magnitude of r bar. So magnitude of r bar is equal to square root of x square plus y square plus z square. So magnitude is easy to find, square root of x square plus y square plus z square is the magnitude of r bar. So this is the 8th type of vectors. Up to now we discussed definition of vector, how to represent a vector, and 8 types of vectors. Next lecture we discuss addition of vectors and subtraction of vectors, and in addition of vectors some laws are there. Those are all discussed in next lecture. I hope you all are understood this lecture. Thank you so much.